картинка есть, да? Все, погнали. Времени не так много. Все.
The long-range sensor arrays in the trailer system went offline recently. Last thing they picked up before that happened was a Borg scout ship. I'm heading to Trailus now to investigate. If this is the beginning of a new Borg incursion, I could use some backup. Meet me there as soon as you can. Until next time.
Сварпимся.
Thanks for coming. Been a while. You look well. Considering what I hear about your exploits, that's an impressive feat. Back to business. Spotting a Borg scout here made a lot of people nervous, and with good reason. So, some old friends called in a favor, and here I am. I came here looking for Borg, but the real problem turned out to be sabotage. Orion smugglers fouled up the long-range array, but they left the short-range sensors intact. I have plenty of evidence from the sensor logs to turn over to Alliance officials. Still a concern. If they're sizing up this quadrant as an incursion zone, we need to know about it. I have a few ideas on upgrading the sensor arrays, making them harder to disable and better at spotting Borg. Beam me over and we can sort out the details.
Так.
With your assistance, I can complete the modifications quickly.
Так, сейчас. Где он так, значит, что она делает? Я уже подзабыл. Так, remove так, power dynamo. Так. То есть увеличит количество. 2 раза. Ну, ясно. Так. Сейчас попробуем. Динамо. Так. Он сейчас 91, 73, 55 надо будет запомнить. Что будет, когда бой начнется?
Good. Now that we have a working array, our next step will be initiating the new security protocols. Hold on. Are you seeing this? The long-range sensors just lit up like a Dabo table, reading a massive energy surge. We're being scanned. Something's overriding all our control systems, attempting to bypass.
Ого. Кто такой? Какая еще самокрутка. Вот там народ болтает сейчас.
Oh, that was unpleasant. Still, there are no damage reports, no casualties. Scanning. This is unexpected.
Что такое?
According to astrometrics, we were catapulted several hundred light years from Trailus to the Excalibur system.
Это легендарная система.
Here's some facts to go along with those legends. In the 23rd century, Excalbians abducted the USS Enterprise and subjected some of her crew to a series of combats. Some sort of morality test.
Видимо, то же самое с нами сейчас будут делать.
Feels that way to me. I doubt they dragged us all the way out here to have a ractogeno and talk about baseball. There's one way to find out for sure. Hail them and see what they want.
Ну, давайте.
I can boost the signal once the ship is in a standard orbit. Assuming the Excalbians are in a talking mood, we should have answer soon.
Давайте посмотрим, что они там нам скажут. Так. Excalbians. Так, лети, пожалуйста, быстрее.
We are receiving your signal. On behalf of the Excalbian people, I bid you welcome.
Что-то не моргал. О, Абрахам Линкольн.
Yes, I suppose that would be a bit of a surprise. You'll pardon me for that, I hope. Some time ago, I met and fought beside one of your own, Captain James Kirk.
Да.
Under the circumstances, we felt seeing a familiar face would make this meeting go a little smoother.
И что вы здесь делаете, мистер президент?
That is a complicated matter, I'm afraid. I think it would be easier to discuss it face to face. We've prepared a meeting ground on the surface of Excalibur. It meets your needs for atmosphere and climate, as I understand them. Will you join us there?
Да, конечно, присоединимся. Да, погнали. Дашку взять. Надо, пойдем с Дашкой. Потом полным составом можно будет бегать. Вот сейчас пока что.
Welcome, friends. I do hope the local
Здорово вы
climate is to your
сделали.
liking.
The climate's fine. It's our abduction that we have a problem with, friend.
My apologies. It was not an action of my choosing, I can assure you.
Камушек уже.
Your presence is required for a matter of great importance.
Greater than conversations with dead presidents?
Long ago, the two of us were involved in a study, if you will.
An evaluation of two concepts, good and evil. The initial results were ultimately inconclusive.
The debate has continued since that time.
We now seek a final resolution.
What does that have to do with us, exactly?
You have been chosen as advocates for the concept of good.
But you will not face it alone.
Hello. Looks like we have a lot of work to do here.
That's putting it mildly.
Так, а посмотрим, что это Байда нам скажет. Ерник.
I will attempt to clarify our intentions.
Ну, давайте послушаем.
In this trial, you will be accompanied by associates that we have created for you. You will confront a variety of situations in opposition to evil forces. Your actions will be judged, as will those of your opponents. The prevailing concept will guide us as a people. We shall pursue the virtues of good, or the vices of evil.
Зачем вам насилие выбирать?
We find violent conflicts produce pure examples of good and evil. They provide the best results to evaluate and judge.
Ясно, а если мы откажемся?
Failure to participate will be seen as your endorsement of the supremacy of evil. The trial will then conclude with a judgment in favor of evil and our subsequent pursuit of the concept as a guiding principle.
Ну да, лишь сражайся, либо зло победит.
Proceed through the portal behind me when you are prepared.
Да, конечно,
We
погнали,
need to be
чё.
cautious when dealing with the Excaliburs. They're a lot like Q, minus a sense of humor. Fashion sense could use a little work too.
Чё, какие
For now, I say we
рекомендации?
play their game and stay in one piece. Look for opportunities to swing things in our favor. Our new teammate here might have some insight into the situation as well.
А, команда или что-нибудь
Michael
добавить?
Burnham, of the USS Discovery.
Ага, тот самый корабль, который пропал в
Judging
бою.
by your uniforms, I'd say I'm in the future. The last thing I remember was preparing for battle with my crew, and the crew of the Enterprise. Since we're having this discussion, I'm guessing we won that fight. My apologies, my memory's a bit fuzzy. Possibly a side effect of
Надо
whatever wrong.
попробовать 24:11.
Over 150 years. Fascinating. To address your original question, I wish I had all the answers, but I know as much as you do. Going through this trial will give us the chance to conduct some tests of our own, learn more about them and the situation here.
Ну да,
Take heart, my
посмотрим,
friend.
что скажут.
Yarnik has a forceful personality, but his voice is not the only one heard here. There are many Excaliburians who would embrace virtues before vices.
Да, хорошо, что у нас есть союзники.
Well said. And as one of your allies here, I have a warning for you. The trials are drawn from your past experiences and records. but they will not be identical recreations. There will be alterations to test your responses and those of your opponents. Expect the unexpected.
Ага, спасибо за
Please
информацию.
accompany me.
Ну, погнали,
Beyond
чё.
that portal, the first trial awaits.
My
О,
tricorder showing a Class M tropical biome. By the look of things, this world is under attack. I'm reading a lot of weapons fire from several locations in the
это
area.
Брас. Или Брия 3. Да,
This is a safe
здесь
position
были.
for now, but that could change soon. We need to get to cover fast. I see a plaza ahead. And casualties. Enemy forces may be in the area.
Готовим пухи. Еще могу сказать. Так вот сделаем. Погладим
This didn't
Трибла.
happen long ago. Some of the bodies are still warm. When did this take place? Originally? I don't recognize the uniforms on these Vulcans.
Это не вулканцы, это румулане.
Romulans?
Да, они что, еще румуланов не видели.
Those are Romulans. This is a lot to take in.
Угу. Ну да, они
The
разделились.
Romulans are... I clearly have a lot of catching up to do. But the middle of a war zone isn't an ideal place for a history lesson.
These
Ну да.
Romulans of Tal Shiar, members of a covert military intelligence force. Their list of enemies is long. Any number of them could be responsible for this attack.
Мгм. Риманские партизаны тут, да. Сейчас опять Хакива бить.
This one was killed by heavy plasma weaponry. Strange. I'm also reading trace amounts of several exotic particles in the area. Antiproton, tachyon.
Угу.
Whoever else was in this
Иконянское
fight used some
оружие, да.
extremely advanced weapons.
Makes sense. The Iconians were allies of the Tal Shiar at this time. They were probably fighting at their side. This may be one of the unexpected changes Lincoln warned us about. Iconians arriving here early.
Так. Опа,
Some kind of
опа.
construct.
Понеслась.
Antiproton weapon.
Arrows.
Херальды. Вот эту штуку надо уничтожать, нет? Забыл.
Those were Iconians?
Угу. Да.
Heralds are augmented servants of the Iconians. They were used primarily as shock troops. We've encountered them before, but if they're here now, things are worse than expected.
Мгм.
There's a tactical force field blocking our way. That looks like the emitter over there. Should be simple enough to destroy it.
Мгм. 2 секунды.
GR and Heralds fighting Riemann combat squads. Wonderful.
So, these Remans, they're on our side. Good to know.
Так, кто там еще остался? По-моему, этот Абасяка.
You there! I would speak with you. Your timing is fortuitous, my old friend. My resistance forces are closing in on Hakiv's laboratory, but he has opened an Iconian gate. The Iconians have sent their minions to aid Hakiv, but all is not lost. We can still stop them.
Да,
The
конечно,
lab
сына.
is not far from here. If we can fight our way past the guards, we can put an end to all this. And
Ну, погнали.
Looks like there's another tactical force field blocking the way. This Hakiv really doesn't want to be interrupted, does he?
It may not be in an obvious place. Check the nearby buildings and rooftops.
Так.
You might be able to block
Ой. Так, еще раз. Блин. Ну ладно. Что-то Немножечко поторопился. Так, ну-ка, дети. Так.
Ambush! Look out!
А? Ой.
So good of you to join us today. I've dreamed of ridding the galaxy of your stench for some time. And now, with the Iconians at my side, that dream shall become a reality.
This ends now, Hakiv. No amount of Iconian or Talshar scum will stop me. Blood calls for blood.
We have bigger problems. The Iconian gate is still online, remember? Hakiv can bring in Iconian reinforcements as long as it is.
Then let's shut it down. Keep Hakiv and his forces busy while we work, or this trial will end real soon. And not in our favor.
Ну, давай сейчас. Несчастный Хакив. И в виде Борга его убивали. И в виде... Ой, а что это у меня щиты так послетали? Ой-ой-ой. Это у меня так щиты послетали. А хотя он, видимо, сквозь щитов прям по тельцу долбанул.
You think you've stopped me? The Iconians already know. They know everything.
I don't care. Blood calls for blood, Hakiv.
No, not like this. You're better than this. If you do this, it won't be justice. It'll be murder. You don't have to do this.
He must pay for what he's...
Alright, what's the call? Help Obasek or catch Hakiv?
А, тут сейчас вот выбор
Obasek's in bad
моральный.
shape. He needs field surgery right now, or he's not going to make it. I can't do this alone. I'll need your help to save him.
Hakiv's getting away. If he leaves through a gateway, he could return with enough Iconians to finish us off. Do you want to pursue him?
Нет, давайте Обасека будем спасать. Типа дружбан же.
Rest easy, friends. This part of the trial has reached its conclusion. There's a portal nearby. Use it to return to Yarnek. He wishes to review the results of the trial.
Ну, хорошо. Сейчас, наверное, насчет нас полоскать. Там явно королева Боргов была.
At a critical moment, you move to save Obasek's life. Because of this, Hakiv escapes and convinces the Iconians to pursue a scorched earth assault on their enemies. Billions more die in the following war as a result. An intriguing choice, to be sure.
Да, тяжелый был выбор.
To callously leave an ally to die upon the battlefield is not the mark of a strong soul. Saving the life of a comrade in the fight against evil was a brave and noble act, one worthy of praise rather than scorn.
The trial continues. Proceed through the nearby portal when you are ready to begin the next evaluation.
Come this way
Погнали.
for your next trial.
Хорошо, мистер президент.
Any idea where we are? I haven't seen anything.
Аноракс, да.
Yes, some of this tech is very advanced, most likely from the future. Anorex was heavily modified after a scientist named Noy stole it from Kiana Station.
Это bad feeling about this.
Damage control teams. Shit's gonna be a fight.
This looks like some kind of command station.
Secure the area. You might be able to find useful data here.
The petty squabbles over the Tox Utat have become tiresome. First Krog, and now Azure and Boratis. They growl and demand and threaten to depart over the artifact like petulant children. If it were not a critical element of my plans, I would have left it on Ryza, along with the corpses of Picard and his charming thief.
Пикарда завалили.
The sphere builders grow suspicious of my inquiries. I believe they begin to realize what my ultimate goal is, what I shall do once this war is won. Today, at Procyon 5, I will undo what the Alliance has done to them, to me, to my family. I will bring back my wife and child. All of this is for them, and no one will stop me. Krog becomes impatient, despite her successful recovery of the Tox Utat and the restoration of the Nakul Star. She wants more. She wants revenge. It is tempting to use the Tox Utat on Sol, on Vulcan, on every star in the Alliance, but I have a better use for it at Procyon 5. Nakul vengeance shall have to wait. My plan to recruit Admiral Lita to the Temporal Liberation Front was a success. Keeping her loyalty, however, is quite challenging. Like so many Terrans, her dreams of empire are strong. As long as those dreams remain in her reality, our partnership shall continue. The moment her dream takes hold in our reality, my reality, then the honeymoon, as they say, is over.
Funny, I've been to Procyon 5. It's unremarkable. In our time, at least. Looks like things change considerably in the next century.
В
And on the
самом
bridge of the
бою
enemy
находимся
flagship, no
сейчас.
less. Judging by the look of things, the battle may not be going well for this Temporal Liberation Front.
We should leave. By now, we've been detected by their security systems. And I'd rather not be around when they send combat teams to retake the bridge.
There's a turbo lift on this way.
Здрасте. Ай, чего-то мне так.
This door here.
detecting a massive buildup of temporal energy ahead.
Yeah, along with multiple life forms all armed.
Так, у меня этот кабанчик-то бегает, что-то его не видно. О! Иранцы. Еще с липкой. Бедная Лита, сколько она получала по башке?
See him. Noise on the upper platform.
Так, это еще хорошо, только как туда попасть? Ой. Так, ты, подруга, отошла бы от меня?
History shows you have a habit of meddling in the
Все по
affairs of
очереди.
others.
We believe it is time to break that habit.
Ну и только остался.
Here to parley? Or shall we just start shooting at one another? You. Apparently Daniels hasn't grown weary of plucking you out of time and sending you to vex me. How many times have I killed you now? 4? 5? Honestly, I've lost count. It doesn't matter. Before I kill you, again, understand this. After today, the Alliance ends forever, and you with it. Daniels won't be around to save you this time.
Слушай, давай уже сдавайся.
I will fight this battle again and again until I stand victorious.
I understand the need to bring back the ones we've lost.
Living in the past and exercising for its glory.
Ты на себя навесил.
I will not be defeated. I control time itself. Enough! I will erase you all.
You can't control time.
Полетел.
Time controls us.
But wasteful. His grief blinds him.
Все, опять навесил.
I'm so close. I won't let you win. The core is ready. I end you and take my ship back in time.
Свербилдеры пришли.
No! Ah! This time I'll make sure you're never born, even if I have to shoot you in the cradle.
No! Husband, please! You don't have to do this.
How can this be? You were lost.
I'm here now, husband.
Changeling.
Cloud.
Of course, this war needed to end, Noi.
Before it consumed us all.
Changeling. Так, а где она? А.
Noi was a danger to all life, even in the Dominion. I could no longer sit back and watch as the Alliance failed to stop him, time and time again. And so, I have done what you could not. Now, we must destroy this vessel, so it can never be used again. Let us end this war.
Ну что думаешь,
And for all.
конфликт закончится?
She's got a point. Without Noi, without Anorex, the TLF will lack the power and leadership needed to fight the Alliance. The war will end. And who knows, maybe there'll be a chance at a lasting peace this time. Stranger things have happened.
The situation could have been avoided. He was finished. You didn't need to execute him. Maybe we can still do this the right way.
Ну, продолжаем.
This is a time sheet. We should be able to generate a localized temporal spike and send ourselves back to a point before this whole situation goes too far. Let's finish this without resulting to cold-blooded murder.
Ну да, попробуем.
No! I've come too far. This time I'll make sure you're never born, even if I have to shoot you in the cradle.
Noi! Husband, please! You don't have to do this. Noi, look out! She's a changeling!
Solids are irrational, fearful creatures. You cannot be trusted.
Imposter! How dare you!
Да. А, и все, что ли? Не стало превращаться.
You knew. You could have kept silent and let that thing execute me while wearing the face of my wife. But you didn't. If you are willing to save my life now, perhaps you're willing to work toward making things right for all who have been lost.
Достойная цель.
Very well. It appears the time has come. I speak for my forces, and I surrender. The Battle of Procyon 5 is over, and with it, the temporal war. I'm trusting you to do the right thing here. Don't make me regret that decision.
Ты правильно все
That will be
выбрал.
enough for this trial, my friends. Yarnik awaits our return. He will no doubt have things to discuss after observing your actions here.
Конечно, погнали. Портал у вас, конечно, красивая. Ой. Ну шо, груда камней, чё мне скажешь?
The founder ended one life to save trillions, yet you undid her efforts to save a dangerous enemy. The founder was killed. As a result, the Dominion falls to disarray, and the Herc invasion ravages 3 galactic quadrants before it is finally stopped.
Ну, все равно мы правильно
To
поступили.
kill a man in cold blood, even an enemy, that comes with a terrible burden to bear for the executioner. Delivering Noi to justice was an admirable decision, one the founder could have easily made herself. Doing so would have saved not only her life, but the lives of many others as well.
Your participation in the trial has been informative thus far, but we require more data to make our decision. Another scenario has been prepared. Enter the portal when you are ready to begin.
This way.
Погнали.
This place isn't familiar. Either of you know where we are?
Нет.
I know where we are, I just don't know when. Knowing that's gonna make all the difference here, believe me. Let's take a look at those consoles and see if there's any useful information in them.
Ага.
Science officer's log. ESOF 4 was a test site for Section 31's Project Daedalus. It appears to be abandoned. The planet's atmosphere is toxic to most life forms. We were able to establish a safe work area and habitat. We've set up a plasma reactor to power the phase discriminators we'll need to capture the Red Angel. If the plan works, that is. If it doesn't, this may be my final log entry. This is a recent entry, but the area is deserted. We need to know more. Science officer's log. Control found us. We fought valiantly.
Это самый первый сезон Discovery про контроль.
What's left of her crashed. Not far from here. Somehow, Saru and Tilly were able to transfer the sphere data to this location. But it's only a matter of time before Control figures that out, comes to collect its prize. I need to get the sphere data somewhere Control can't find it. To do that, I need the Red Angel. But the thing is, I can't trap the Red Angel without help. So I can only hope that someone from Discovery has survived, and they make it here before Control does. If Tilly was here, she'd be a font of optimism. But I know what that atmosphere can do. I don't think anyone else is going to make it. Logic suggests that I take steps to destroy the sphere data before it's too late. For now, I'm sticking with optimism. As Spock would say, there are always
Постепилитесь.
Everything matches up to the point where Discovery crashes. That's where things change, and for the worse. Judging by the lack of survivors present, I think we have to finish what they started. If that's even possible. Do you have a question?
Что там контроль-то это у
Control is
нас?
a sophisticated artificial intelligence created by Section 31. It
Да-да.
was originally designed as a threat assessment program, but it evolved into something terrible. If it collects the sphere data, Control will pursue a path that ultimately leads to a complete loss of life in the galaxy. We cannot let that happen.
Сфера
The
это
sphere
кто
was a
там летал.
life form. It was extremely old and collected a vast amount of invaluable data over the course of its life. It passed that information on to the crew of Discovery before it died. Control did everything it could to acquire the data.
А, да-да-да-да,
particularly
все,
the
теперь я
data on
вспомнил.
artificial intelligence. It wants that data to achieve sentience. If that happens, it's all over.
Ну, все понятно. Давайте. О, блин, я тут сейчас застрял.
To failure. To death. We need to set up the phase discriminators at that console. Good. Now we need to prepare the stasis beams at that console. So far, so good. We need to use that console to prime the EMP next. Almost finished. Use that console to align the containment field.
Живем.
We've set up the trap. Now all it needs is the bait. Me. You'll need to go back to the previous room, close the door, and turn off the vents.
Хорошо.
Assuming things go as they did before, the Red Angel will appear in time to save my life. When that happens, activate the trap.
Ну, удачки. Кажется, хорошего настроения.
I've done all I can with these ancient phase discriminators. We should have the power we need for this little stunt. But we're only getting one shot, so make it count. No pressure. Ready when you are, Commander.
Right. Do it.
Initiate sequence on my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Wait, abort! Do not engage. Picking up a massive surge of tachyon radiation.
She's here! Do it! Do it now!
Activate the phase discriminators. Activating EMP.
What are you doing? We don't have time for this. Discovery is gone. We have to deal with it ourselves. We have to stop Control now, or it all ends.
And now we have 2 burn-ups. This ought to be interesting.
Эпик Прайс токен вытащил.
I get the feeling you were expecting someone else in that suit, Commander.
Yes. My mother. She designed the suit with my father and used it to escape a Klingon attack. In doing so, she learned how Control ended all life in the future. After that, she used the suit to try and stop that from happening. Clearly, in this reality, that task has fallen to me.
Как можно
Transfer the
помочь?
sphere data to my suit so I can take it into the future, where Control can never find it. We need to act fast. Control is on its way here now. This needs to happen before it arrives.
Погнали.
How? The sensor log said Discovery went down with all hands.
Struggle is pointless.
Control's using members of Discovery's crew as shock troops.
Ой-ой-ой, а чё это у меня так? Ни хрена себе, вот это ваншот был. Так, меня подымут. Да, на походу дела меня никто не подымет. Фига себе. Так, надо от этих от бомбочек как его, отходить. Так, Все? Сейчас, по идее, лужица должна будет ожить.
If I leave the field, I'll return to the future. You'll have to fight Control without me. Control can't be killed with regular weapons. It's something unconventional. Try to magnetize the field. It'll disrupt it. Weaken it and lure it to me. I'll distract it while you give it a magnetic shock. It'll take several shocks to finish it for good.
Да давай уже лезь сюда. О, давай, ползи. Угу. Все. Давай, родной. Давай. Да погоди, я помер.
Control is using nanites to take over the future version of me. If that happens, it'll gain access to the sphere data.
Какие у
Try
нас
to inoculate future Burnham with my own
опции.
nanites. It should prevent Control from accessing the sphere data through her, but it'll alter her biosignature. She won't be compatible with the suit if this works.
Too risky. The suit could wind up trapped here. Given time, Control could find a way to access the sphere data. We need to think about destroying the data. Purge it from the suit before Control can access it.
I could do that, but losing that data, all of that knowledge gone forever. Consider this. The means of eliminating Control could be held within the sphere data as well. Deleting it could be a fatal mistake.
Да, давай удаляй.
Get ready. This is gonna sting. A lot.
Do it. That's a little more than a damn sting.
Get it right. Resistance is futile.
Yeah.
She's dead. The sphere data is gone as well. Shock of removing it must have been too much for her. I just watched myself die.
Да, очень жаль.
Unfortunately, we have a new problem. At the end, before it beamed out, I think what was left of control merged with some of my nanites.
И генетический материал
And
тоже.
now there's a Borg control hybrid version of me running loose somewhere. Whatever the Excalbians are doing here needs to stop now.
Rest easy. The trial of Esau 4 has come to an end. My apologies, friends. These events must have taken a heavy toll upon all of you. We should return to speak with Yarnik now. Let us leave this place.
Да, погнали.
How quickly you extinguished a wealth of knowledge. And to what end? Your decision to eliminate the data also claimed the life of the Red Angel. Control continues to exist, and the fate you sought to prevent will still come to pass.
Ваше испытание, это же симуляция, да?
Preventing control from gaining access to the sphere data was a just and necessary action, despite the cost. While the entity continues to exist, it is vulnerable. Precious time was purchased this day, time that, God willing, will allow brave souls to find a way to stop control and bring an end to its inhuman march of destruction.
I have my concerns regarding this trial. Yarnik isn't a very impartial judge, and he's clearly a prominent figure in Excalbian society. If his opinion of our actions continues downward, the situation could become volatile in a hurry. Still, it could be worse. We still have time.
Так, ну все, первая часть у нас закончилась. Начинаем вторую.
Excalbian hearts and minds in the process.
I have been informed that Yarnik and the others wish to privately discuss the results of the trials. You are free to return to
Не
your
буду
vessel
себе ее
or
ставить.
remain here until the recess reaches its
Положу на
conclusion.
склад.
Once that happens,
Сейчас, секундочку, буквально. Ой. Ой. Так. Так,
I
и
have
что
been
там?
informed that Yarnik and the others wish to
Да, да,
As
да.
much as I'd like to see what a ship of this time period is like, I feel like we should stay here. We might have the opportunity to speak with Excalbians other than Yarnek and see what they think of all this.
I'm not as
Да.
optimistic as Commander Burnham when it comes to the Excalbians. Returning to the ship has its benefits. I could use a drink. Several, actually.
Да не, погнали. Часть вторую сразу начнем.
We have seen many things in the trials. Your
Ну,
actions
53
have given
минуты
us
у нас
much
ушло.
to consider, but we require more data.
Давай
You
уже
can remove
отпускай.
yourself from the trials if you so desire. I believe you are aware of the consequences such an action will bring.
Да, да, да.
If you wish to proceed, the portal awaits.
the next trial
Погнали.
lies this way.
This is incredible. The architecture, the technology, the art. It's not like anything I've ever seen before.
Древняя коня, да.
Excalbians have dropped us into another planetary assault by the look of things. There's a battle site ahead. We might be able to learn more about our surroundings by examining it.
Всё, погнали. А, это как раз таки момент нападения.
Fascinating. According to my tricorder, these soldiers are from extinct species. The Dinosaurians and the Ichabod.
Угу.
If this is the fall of Iconia, we might be able to stop the chain of events that eventually lead to the war. Considering the previous trials, I can see that as the pivotal event we were sent here to encounter.
Да, да,
That last
погнали.
hit wasn't far from here.
I can have heavy gunfire nearby. Keep your weapons handy.
Блин, я идиот. Опять я забыл. Блин, вот только через час вспомнил. Ай.
fighting ahead.
Ладно.
Wait. Are those Iconians?
More Iconian cats. Kill them! Let them die with the master!
О, тикет. Мирен.
Etiquette of Iconia. You are not known to us. Halt and identify yourself.
У нас это United Federation
I do
of
not
Planets.
recognize your species, but you have taken up arms to defend Iconia. That makes you an ally, and your assistance is appreciated. You have my thanks.
Да, пожалуйста,
I am called Lemiran. My thanks to you as well, newcomers. Our situation is quite dire. Mtara, our leader, has fallen. Iconia will soon be lost to our enemies. We must withdraw. We were trying to reach a nearby gateway when those soldiers attacked. Their reinforcements could arrive at any moment. Will you help us?
Да, конечно, господи.
The warfare of cowards. For each herald they kill, I will take 100 of theirs. For each I kill, 1,000.
All of this. Lost this feeling. Angry.
Hold. Reading an energy spike in the gateway ahead. Something's activating it.
No, there will be no hope. We will fight. Slay any foe that dares to cross our path.
Once more under the breach, dear friends.
Henry V.
Это уже с одной рукой. Здрасте.
I have returned to the time of my greatest failure. It sickens me to see the hallowed Iconia in such a state, ready to ruin by the barbaric dregs of the galaxy. This time, I shall not fail. Lyric, give me the world heart. Give me the means to rid the cosmos of our enemies. To return Iconia to greatness once more.
Вы что, по времени не можете путешествовать.
I hear the bloodlust in your voice. I see the hatred burning in your eyes. But you do not frighten me. The world heart is ours. We will use it to rebuild what has been lost. Be gone from here, demon. You will not prevail on this day.
That energy is protecting the demon. I can disable the gateway to stop that, but I need time.
Как обычно. Ну да, пошустрее, что ли.
And survived?
Yourselves.
Тоже летает. Опять, блин. Давай, подруга. Так, вот это мне не нравится. Давай побыстрее, пожалуйста. Так, где-то у меня Дашка прилегла. Ой, да погоди.
Honored mistress, use this to restore your strength.
Yes, you serve me well, King. What? What have you done to me? This is inevitable. Yes. Resistance is futile.
Sister, what have you done? No, you can't.
Your knowledge belongs to us now. That does not belong to you, creature!
Нормально так.
Your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. We are the Lord. Existence as you know it is over.
That creature, that was Taket. A Taket of nightmare, utterly corrupted by hatred and a thirst for vengeance. But what did she become?
Боргла настала.
I've seen terrible things on this day. The fall of my civilization, of my beloved friends, of the totality of Iconian knowledge and culture. I cannot abide these tragedies. I cannot. Please, you can follow that monster. You can go where I cannot. I beseech you, return the world heart to me.
Да вернем, не переживай.
Something is amiss, my friends. The trial has taken a life of its own, expanding well beyond its original parameters.
Да мы уж заметили.
Though I implored Yarnik and his ilk to bring the trial to an end, they have refused. They wish to see how you address this new crisis.
Непонятное дело.
Tread lightly. There's an ill wind blowing upon this venture. I fear one that may consume us all before the end.
These Borg, are they an evolution of control? Did someone else try to recreate it later on?
Unlikely. The Borg collective existed well before the creation of control, although when you add temporal manipulation into the equation. No, I already have a headache, and temporal mechanics will only make it worse.
Есть что-нибудь добавить?
7. What we saw on ESA 4, your detailed knowledge of the Borg. You used to be one of them, didn't you?
Yeah. I was assimilated by the Borg at a young age and liberated by the crew of the USS Voyager later in life. The assimilation process is reversible, mostly, but it leaves scars, inside and out.
I'm sorry that happened to you. And I'm sorry to ask this now. Are we going to have a problem here? With you and the Borg? Under the circumstances, I can see how you could become emotionally compromised.
This isn't the first time I've run into Borg since my liberation, and I doubt it'll be the last. I'll be fine, Commander. If it makes you feel any better, if I go native here, you have permission to shoot me.
Fair enough.
Ладно, погнали.
Existence as you know it is over.
Чё ты там? Кто это сказал? Ай, подруга.
Isn't enhancing an Iconium with cybernetics a bit excessive?
Borg 101, better assimilation to cybernetics. Watch out, they're energizing the deck. Weapons grade plasma.
Heads up! Borg and those outposts are activated.
Ой, главное, вот эту штуку сейчас не залезть. Так, где она там? Блин. Тут и отъехать можно, блин. Сашка уже отъехала. Ай, блин. Где вот она сейчас? А, вот. Ай-яй-яй-яй. Так. Где вот он? А. Все, отлично. Все?
I don't like where this is heading.
Уф.
The Borg, they're relentless.
Угу.
Time's a factor here. The longer the Borg have to build their forces and strengthen their position, the harder it'll be to undo their plans.
Угу. Ну, погнали. Так. Где-то валяется. Вот она, господи. Эй, вставай. Вот так вот. Екскальбианы. Чё понаделали? О!
I am designated 7 of 9, tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix 01. You will be assimilated. Resistance is few.
Семерочка. Ой, блин, да, сейчас. Оп. Так. И 7-я это у нас. Сколько нападало-то всего. А вон она. Так, ну-ка, хорош хулиганить. Понимаете. Ну когда опять в угол ушла. А Дашку замочили. Все, что ли?
Well, that was thoroughly unpleasant. I confront my past from time to time, but it usually doesn't shoot back.
Ты в порядке там?
We need to deal with my evil twin and the queen, however. The thought of them both running free makes me very uncomfortable.
Угу. Ну, погнали. Так, смотрите, типа вылезают. Да ладно. Картинка с Якубовичем.
picking up a lot of energy spikes in the next room. It could be weapons fire.
It's the personal chamber of the Borg.
Идея, да.
Maybe the Excalbians sent some allies to help out. If so, they might need our help. Want me to lower the field?
Да, конечно, погнали, чё.
That's the Borg Queen.
То, что от нее осталось.
This is damn peculiar. If the Excalbians killed her, where are they now? Be careful. Whatever did this could still be around, and it might not be friendly.
Ну, погнали.
Not sure if this is better or worse than what Control had planned.
Pretty sure it's worse, but I'm a little biased.
How timid you are. So frightened of perfection.
Last time I checked, we're not the ones hiding in the dark.
That's a good point.
Here's another. You are obsolete. Older. Weaker. Inferior to me in every way.
Inferior to you? You're a pathetic copy of me hiding behind a legion of drones. You're weak.
Tell me, why have you come here? There will be no struggle. No resistance.
You're a smart girl. You'll figure it out eventually.
How predictable. How human. We know where that happens. Futility.
Ну, погнали.
And a new nightmare begins.
Watch the floor!
Твою ж. Так, пойди. Да блин, почему он не нажалась? Ой, что сразу щиты? Отгон. Все. Отбегался. Ё. Так, а вот это неприятный момент. Так. Да почему?
You lack harmony, cohesion, greatness. It will be your undoing.
Really? Whose ass just got kicked again?
You are done here at last, my friends. I'm glad you're still with us, my friends. I'll ask you to come with me. Yarnik wishes to speak with you, and time is short.
Ну, погнали. Наворотили там со своими триалами, блин. Так, что ты скажешь?
Nothing is sacred. No law is absolute. In comparison, the proponents of good are made weak by their morality and other self-imposed limitations. They lack the freedom to achieve their goals at all costs.
Ты давай уже заканчивай свои триалы. У нас уже жопа намечается. Так, а где Дашка валяется? Тут. Ладно, будем без нее справляться.
Impossible. Safety measures were in place. The participants should not be able to escape the trial areas or pursue agendas separate from the trials.
Ну, ты же сам сказал, что зло по правилам не играет.
The queen of our creation is amassing greater power. This includes the assimilation of this planet and everything on it. We must consider our alternatives while there is still time.
Да нет времени уже. Он уже октагон прилетел на орбиту. Ты к нам присоединился?
President Lincoln has asked me to assist him with something. If I don't see either of you again, it has been an honor.
Там береги себя. Ну ладно, погнали. Линкольн там с топориком бегал. О, все. 1 день, 9 часов осталось до конца ивента. А что вот еще один разок успею выполнить, и все. Толен Трабл закончится. Нормально, нормально. На следующий ивент уже добью я кампейн. Вот, и следующий ивент уже выкупать не буду, буду просто так делать. Смысла там нету. Скажи, да, вот за этот ивент награду, ну просто... Этот модуль этот... Шутка какая-то. Ой, епона мать. Вот нельзя было...
The Borg Queen is assimilating the Excalbians one by one. If she's not stopped, it's only a matter of time before she learns to use their matter-shaping powers.
Как много времени у нас осталось?
She will learn to replicate well-known patterns first, like
Ой.
Borg ships. It could take her much longer to learn to make entirely new things, or to create things from imagination and memory.
Ну давай. Валим их. Сейчас не имаджинируют тут. Так, я до конца не понял, что он делает. Это надо на максимальном стаке. А вот где вот это, где нам... Интересно. А, вот, все видно. Угу.
Your arrogance is impressive. Annoying, but impressive.
Arrogance? Is it arrogance you hear, or a statement of inevitable fact? Perhaps now your opinion has changed. Perhaps now you realize the futility of resistance.
Looks like you could use a hand here. I hope you don't mind, but I brought some friends.
This is Captain Jonathan Archer of the Starship Enterprise. Prepare to attack. All hands battle stations.
Let's make sure that history never forgets the name Enterprise.
Это очень
There's an old saying, fortune favors the bold. Well, I guess we're about to find out.
I think it's time to do a little assimilating of our own.
Still think resistance is futile? Your Majesty?
Да, вот это самый шикарный момент.
You're a tragic collection of relics and fools. The first of many to die.
Both cannons, fire.
А, мне инвентарь забился. Ай, блин. Здесь. Так, погоди, друг. Сейчас. Да, инвентарь расчищу, что-то пипец какой-то. Да, надо подумать о расширении инвентаря. Очень маленький. Пец. Вот.
You chose to come to our aid. You refused to let the forces of evil destroy us, even though we had placed you in mortal peril.
Да.
You have given us much to consider and to understand. You have shown us that it is not good to subject others to dangers that we are not willing to face
Что там происходит?
Let us meet face to face one last time.
Ну давай, господи. С Дашкой, раз уж. Так, что там Севен нам скажет?
It's certainly been a learning experience for me as well as the Excalbians. I saw what I was and what I could have been, which makes me grateful for the life I have now. Still, this experience should make the next session with my counselor interesting. In the meantime, that sensor grid and the trailer system will need some final adjustments. If you can get me back to my runabout, I can finish those. I can also speak to some Fenris Rangers about looking into the Orion smuggling activity in trailers. Unofficially, of course.
Что там нам Бёрнам скажет?
Sounds like Yarnek and his people have a lot to think about. I hope they mean it when they say they're going to pursue goodness. As for me, it's strange being, what did the Borg Queen call it? A simulacrum? A copy. And an incomplete one at that. I'm based on a Starfleet science officer. I was going to figure it out sooner or later. Now that I know, I've decided to continue what was started here today. In my own way.
И как ты
I've
продолжишь?
asked the Excalbians to make my transformation permanent. And they've agreed. So, for the Excalbians, the trials are over. But for me, the human adventure is just beginning. If you don't mind, I could use a ride to the nearest Alliance starbase. I'd like to speak with Starfleet Command about reactivating my commission. Among other things.
Ну, молодец. А то еще прям сделали полноценным человеком, и она теперь будет тут бегать. Ну, видимо, это с расчетом на какие-то будущие сюжеты сделаны. Так. Ну, Гран Хелфриген. Вот. Импульс спит в космосе, это хорошо. Так неожиданно выполнил заданица. Нам передредного это было. Да, господи.
The Excalbians have asked me to remain as I am now, and to serve as an ambassador for this planet. These people have a great deal to learn about the universe, and I believe the Alliance can help them with that. And having some experience as a statesman, I might be able to make that process a little smoother for all parties involved.
Ну, кто из ты?
Should you return here, you will be most welcome. You've done all of us on Excalibur a great service today. One we will never forget. And for that, I thank you. Until we meet again, my friend.
Удачи, сэр. Да. Так, ну а ты ничего скажешь, камушек? Ну и что ты по поводу всего этого думаешь? О, сразу бы так. Ну, ты смотри, прослежу. Все. Желудь Discovery выполнено. О, Дашка, побегали мы с тобой, конечно, сегодня. Ой-ой, ну что там?
Returning to Earth, catching up on what's happened since 2257? Sounds like a good place to start to me. I understand that an old friend of mine is on a similar journey now. I'll get in touch with Commander Stamets soon. I'd love to get his unique perspective.
А, да, Стимец он тоже жив.
There's a lot waiting for me out there. Thank you for helping me get the chance to discover once again.
Да не за что. Так, ну все. Давайте еще раз посмотрим. Значит, мы, получается, Джаула Discovery полностью прошли. И следующий у нас Klingon Civil War. Там вот, опять же, все вокруг Джаулки будет крутиться. Там прикольные тоже миссии. Прикольные. Там с Гритором, со всеми делами. Да. Вот. Терран Гамбита, вот это новейшая. Ну, а Kings and Queens, она у них сейчас в процессе. И в мае будет 4-я миссия для Kings and Queens. Вот. Ну, да, вот. 1:40 получилось у нас на все про все. В принципе, я так вот и думал, что более 1,5 часов выйдет, потому что миссии невероятно долгие просто. Но это я ничего брать не буду. Ах, может, кому-нибудь подарочек сделаю. Что у нас? Кому дать? Кто хочет топор? Топор кто хочет? Ну, хочешь топор? Вон, давай этот. Президентский топор тебе, вон в ту. Смотри, что. О, круто же. Так. Так. Так, куда мне нужно? Да, господи, все. Ясно. Ладно, на этом буду закругляться. К сожалению, сегодня времени прям в обрез. Скоро на работу. Я в банк только приберу эти консольки и киты, которые... Блин, банк-то тоже заканчивается, слушайте. Что-то у меня тут столько всего уже в банке лежит. А, мама дорогая. Тоже консоли. Вот на самом деле вот это мне нафиг не нужно. Этим я пользоваться уже точно не буду. Жалко их, блин, с одной стороны. Это торпеда, господи, нафига я это храню? Да это тоже вот я напокупал их. Тоже с одной стороны жалко. Вот. Торпедка, да, тоже хорошая. Не. Да, это же тоже надо будет скоро думать о покупке новых слотов. Можно на самом деле это все по персонажам раскидать. Вот. Винтовочка тоже очень хорошая по квесту. Кстати, надо будет ролик записать, как это... Тоже полно хороших консолек. Консольки хорошие, только некуда. От слова совсем их вставлять. Да, ну ладно, это бог с ним. Это нам не нужно, это мы продадим. Да, ой, хоть немножко хотя бы место освободить. Да. Сейчас дадим. Да. Ну вот так вот, друзья. Да, такой вот сегодня короткий стрим, но, к сожалению, да, надо сейчас немножечко передохнуть перед рабочим днем. Завтра посмотрим, как у меня будет по расписанию. Вот. Завтра Диабло, наверное, я все-таки приберегу для выходных. Опять же, если на выходных время будет. А учитывая, что на прошлой неделе в City Skylines не заходил, в этот, как его, в Lightyear Frontier не заходил. Ну, я, наверное, завтра City Skylines продолжу. Опять же, посмотрим, как у меня будет по расписанию. Либо вот так же вот утром перед работой, либо уже вечером после. Вот. Ну ладно, на этом буду закругляться. Еще раз всем спасибо, всем пока. Невероятно крутые миссии. Очень их обожаю. И вот прям пусть они вот так именно отдельным стримчиком хранятся. Именно вот эти две миссии. Все, всем пока. Увидимся на следующем стриме.